My beloved child, don't skip. What I'm about to tell you didn't happen in an abandoned alley, nor in a dangerous neighborhood. This haunting crime unfolded inside a police station, the one place everyone believes is the safest. From the very first second, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. It began on a freezing night when an officer on late duty heard a soft tapping from the evidence room, a room that had been locked for years. Records showed no one had entered, no one had permission, and no one was supposed to be anywhere near it. Yet the tapping grew louder, slow, rhythmic, unsettling, almost like someone trapped inside was begging to be heard. But the strangest part? Every time he approached, the sound stopped, as if the darkness itself was holding its breath. Don't skip, the truth behind this sound is nothing you've ever imagined. A new shift officer arrived the next morning, unaware of what happened overnight. But the moment he walked in, he noticed something chilling, a file lying open on the desk, one that had been untouched for a decade. A cold case. A case involving a suspect who vanished right inside that same police station without a trace. The pages weren't just open, they were rearranged, as if someone had come back to rewrite their own story. The officers brushed it off, blaming tired minds and long hours, but deep inside, they knew, police stations don't rearrange files on their own. And yet, no cameras recorded anything. No doors opened. No alarms triggered. Don't skip. Stay till the end. What happened next made even the bravest officers refuse night shifts. The station's most experienced officer finally decided to investigate the evidence room himself. As he unlocked the heavy metal door, he felt an icy breath on his neck, like someone standing right behind him. But when he turned, no one was there. Inside, he found something that made his heartbeat stop, the missing suspect's ID badge, placed neatly at the center of the room, glowing faintly under the dusty light. That badge had disappeared a decade ago along with the suspect. But here it was, silently challenging everything they believed. Before he could even process it, the tapping sound returned, this time from the wall behind him. Slow. Cold. Intentional. As if someone was knocking from the other side. My beloved child, stay with me, stay till the end, because this was the moment the officer realized, the crime wasn't unsolved, the crime was still happening. And the biggest truth hidden inside that station, is still waiting to be revealed. My beloved child, listen carefully and don't skip. The moment that officer stepped back from the wall, the entire station's lights flickered, once, twice, then settled into a dim, eerie glow. It felt as if the whole building was breathing. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. When the officers rushed to the evidence room after hearing his panic-struck call, they found him standing frozen, pointing at the wall, but the tapping had stopped again. The badge had vanished. And the room smelled faintly of old metal, like a place where time itself had rusted. Everyone knew now, this wasn't a random noise, nor a prank. Something, or someone, was trying to return. Trying to finish what started a decade ago. Don't skip. The next reveal will shake you. A senior investigator pulled out the cold case file, flipping through the handwritten reports. But suddenly, a page slipped out, one they had all never seen before. It described the suspect's final moment alive, he claimed an officer framed him. He begged to reveal the truth. His last words were, "I will come back for justice." But here's the part that froze their blood: the handwriting didn't match any officer. It was shaky, uneven, as if written by someone whose hand no longer belonged to the living. "My beloved child, stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you." As they examined the page, the station intercom suddenly crackled, even though no one was touching it. A whisper echoed through the entire building, "You left me behind." Not a scream. Not a shout. A soft whisper, like someone speaking from beneath the floor itself. Before the officers could react, every file cabinet in the station creaked open on its own, and one by one, case files began dropping onto the ground, each file connected to the same forgotten suspect. It was as if the station itself was pointing at the real criminal. And right then, the lights went out completely. In the pitch darkness, they heard footsteps, slow, steady, walking through the hallway. But no human footsteps sound like that. These were hollow, echoing, as though someone was walking with feet that didn't touch the ground. Don't skip. Stay till the end. And if you're listening right now, don't forget, share this, comment, and subscribe, because what's coming next is so shocking, you won't want to miss it. My beloved child, the truth is only getting darker. My beloved child, don't skip. The moment the lights returned, every officer stood stunned. The hallway was empty, no footsteps, no shadow, no presence, yet the chilling echo still vibrated inside their ears. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The investigator slowly bent down to pick up one of the scattered files, but before his fingers touched it, the file slid away on its own, dragging across the floor as if someone invisible had snatched it. And then, it stopped right beneath a single table. The table where the suspect had been questioned years ago. Suddenly, the old metal chair beside it began to rock gently back and forth, as if someone had just stood up from it. Every soul in the room felt it. He hadn't returned for revenge, he had returned for truth. A young officer, trembling yet determined, whispered, "What do you want from us?" And in that exact moment, the station's computer screens all lit up, every single one, displaying the same chilling message: "Look at the footage you erased." But here's the twist: no one in that station remembered erasing anything. The footage folder they clicked on had a single video, time-stamped the night the suspect disappeared. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. What they saw next wasn't normal CCTV, it was dark, glitching, shaking violently, as if something on the other side was trying to break in. A blurry figure appeared, hands slamming the table, eyes wide with fear, not at the officers, but at something behind him. Something the camera couldn't capture. And before the video cut to black, two words flashed: "He's here." The officers stared at each other, realizing the horrifying truth: the suspect wasn't killed by anyone in the station. He wasn't framed. He wasn't escaping. He was running from something that none of them had believed existed. And now, whatever that thing was, it had come back. The air turned heavier. Doors creaked. The windows fogged from the inside. The rocking chair stopped, completely still, then slowly turned toward them on its own. My beloved child, stay with me. stay till the end. Don't skip. Because what the officers discovered next would not only expose the darkest moment inside that police station, it would reveal why the crime wasn't just haunting the past, it was about to happen again. My beloved child, don't skip. The moment that chair turned toward them, every officer felt their breath lock in their chest. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The senior officer stepped closer, and the temperature dropped so sharply his fingers turned numb. On the table, a stack of old documents trembled, then lifted, slowly, floating an inch above the wooden surface. The papers twisted, circled the room, and finally slammed onto the interrogation glass window, revealing a hidden message written across all pages: the real killer was one of you. Every heartbeat in that room staggered. No one moved. No one blinked. Because the suspect they thought was haunting the station wasn't seeking revenge. He was pointing at someone still alive. Don't skip. The truth is tightening around them. A cold realization spread through the room: the haunting wasn't random, it was deliberate. One officer stepped back, whispering, "Who among us?" But before he could finish, a low hum filled the station, like electricity coursing through the walls. The lights flickered, and the old projector in the corner turned on by itself, displaying an image none of them expected: a blurry photograph of all officers present during the suspect's final interrogation, with one face circled in red. But the circle wasn't drawn by human hands, it pulsed like a heartbeat. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. The red circle slowly brightened, and underneath the photo, letters began appearing on the screen. One by one, he hid the truth. The circled officer fell to his knees, shaking. He stuttered, "I didn't mean for it to happen, it was an accident," but the whisper that echoed through the station corrected him. No accident. And every soul in that room felt the weight of the truth finally digging its claws in. The officer tried to run, but the station doors slammed shut, trapping everyone inside. The windows fogged again, but this time, words appeared through the mist, written as if by an unseen hand: "Finish what you started." The circled officer broke down, confessing that he had silenced the suspect to hide his own corruption, burying the evidence deep in the station walls. And now, the suspect's spirit, or the truth itself, refused to be buried any longer. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end, because the next moment will change everything. Before the officers could react, the projector flickered once more, revealing a final message: the crime isn't over. It's about to be revealed to the world. And my beloved child, before we go deeper, share this, comment, and subscribe, because what comes next will expose the darkest truth any police station has ever hidden. My beloved child, don't skip. The moment that final message flashed on the projector, every heartbeat in the room synchronized into one trembling rhythm: fear. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The circled officer's confession echoed off the walls, but before anyone could move, the evidence room door swung open on its own. A soft glow spilled out, illuminating a narrow path, as if guiding them toward the truth they had avoided for a decade. The senior investigator stepped inside first, and what he saw made his blood freeze. On the center table lay a sealed metal box, one that had been missing since the night of the crime. But the strangest part? The box was warm, as if someone had just placed it there seconds ago. Don't skip. The truth inside that box was about to shake the station to its core. With trembling hands, he unlocked it, and inside lay the original recording of the suspect's final interview, an unedited version no one had ever seen. As soon as he played it, the station lights dimmed again, almost as if the building itself wanted them to witness every second. In the footage, the suspect stared into the camera, not with fear, but with determination. "If something happens to me," he said, "the evidence is hidden where only the guilty will know to look." And then, he leaned closer, whispering one final clue: "Check the officer's locker." The video ended abruptly, but not before a cold shadow passed behind him, distorting the frame. "My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip." Because what the officers discovered next wasn't just evidence, it was the entire truth they had buried under layers of silence. They approached the circled officer's locker, and as soon as they opened it, a gust of freezing air blasted out. Inside lay dozens of documents, bank slips, signatures, bribe notes, proof that the suspect was innocent and the officer had framed him for his own crimes. But here's the twist: every paper had fresh fingerprints on them, fingerprints that didn't belong to anyone alive. As if the suspect himself had guided their hands to the truth. The guilty officer collapsed, begging for forgiveness, but the building responded before any human could. The intercom turned on by itself and whispered, "Justice begins now. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end." Because the next part will reveal the moment when the truth finally breaks free, and the haunting inside that station reaches its unbelievable climax. My beloved child, don't skip. The moment the intercom whispered, "Justice begins now," the entire station felt alive, breathing, watching, judging. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The guilty officer trembled on the floor as the lockers around him began rattling, one by one, as though an invisible force moved through them like a rising storm. The senior investigator shouted for everyone to step back. But the lights around the station began flickering in a slow, rhythmic pattern, exactly like the tapping sound heard on that first night. Only this time, it was louder. Sharper. More purposeful. Don't skip. The tapping wasn't coming from the walls anymore. It was coming from beneath the floor. One officer knelt down, pressing his ear to the cold tiles. His eyes widened. He whispered, "Something is down there, moving." Before he could finish, a long crack tore across the floor, splitting the tiles like a zipper opening from below. Dust burst upward, and a cold mist seeped through the opening. Inside the crack, they saw something they never expected: a hidden compartment sealed years ago, containing documents, tapes, and an old, rusted badge. The same badge that had appeared and disappeared mysteriously earlier. But this time, it wasn't alone. Resting beside it was a notebook, the suspect's notebook, filled with entries that described everything he knew, every threat, every moment he felt followed, every attempt he made to expose the truth. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. Because as they lifted the notebook, another message appeared on the cracked tiles, written in dust by an unseen hand: "Now you know my story." The air grew still. The rattling stopped. The light steadied. It felt as though the entire station exhaled after holding its breath for years. But then, slowly, deliberately, the projector turned on again, casting a single sentence across the wall in bright, blinding white: "The final reveal is coming." The officers stared at each other, realizing this haunting wasn't random, it wasn't chaos, it was a perfectly timed truth, unfolding piece by piece. The guilty officer knew this was the end of his secrets, his lies, his power. And as he covered his face, the intercom crackled one last time, delivering a whisper so calm it felt colder than any scream: "Your truth will be known by the world. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next part will expose everything that remained buried, until now. My beloved child, don't skip." The moment that final whisper echoed through the intercom, every officer felt the same chilling truth settle in their bones: the haunting wasn't over. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. As they stood around the cracked floor, the dust began swirling in a slow, controlled spiral, almost as if someone unseen was drawing their attention toward the notebook they had just recovered. The senior investigator flipped to the last written page, and froze. The suspect had written a message dated 2 days after he disappeared. Impossible, yet right in front of them. The entry read: "The truth will reveal itself when the guilty stands exposed. I will not rest until the world knows. Don't skip." Because at that moment, the station doors, which had been locked tightly, began unlocking one by one, clicking open in perfect sequence, like a countdown. A harsh wind rushed through the station, carrying the faint scent of old paper and cold metal. The projector flickered again, but this time no message appeared, not yet. Instead, the screen displayed the face of the suspect, as if he were sitting right there, staring back at them from a place beyond time. His eyes didn't look angry, they looked relieved. And then the projector glitched, distorted, and slowly a second figure appeared beside the suspect, the real killer. Clear as daylight. Not a spirit. Not a shadow. A real photograph, digitized from the past, showing the guilty officer raising his hand against the suspect during interrogation. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. Every officer in the room gasped, not because the truth was shocking, but because the image had captured something else too. Behind the two men, a dark, faint silhouette lingered, almost watching, almost waiting. And that silhouette was the same shape several officers had sensed in the station for years. The projector shut off abruptly, plunging the room into silence. Then, slowly, the words wrote themselves across the fogged glass window: "Justice completed." The lights brightened. The rattling stopped. Even the coldness lifted as if the station itself sighed in relief. The guilty officer collapsed to the floor, fully exposed, his lies stripped away by forces far beyond human control. Outside, a distant siren wailed, approaching, as if summoned by truth itself. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end. Because this wasn't just a haunting, it was a decade-old crime solving itself in the only place strong enough to hold the truth, the very station where it happened. And now, something even bigger is coming next. My beloved child, don't skip. The moment the word "justice completed" disappeared from the glass, a strange calm spread through the police station, almost too calm. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The officers finally stepped outside the evidence room, believing the haunting was over. But the instant they crossed the hallway, every bulletin board in the station suddenly released its pinned papers, sending them fluttering into the air like a storm of forgotten truths. Hundreds of case notes spun around them, circling in a perfect spiral, as if guided by an invisible hand. When the papers finally fell, one sheet remained floating, refusing to drop. It hovered in front of the senior investigator, glowing faintly, revealing a message written in handwriting no one could identify: "The story isn't over. Not until the world knows. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end." As the message faded, the station's front doors swung wide open on their own. Outside, a crowd had gathered, drawn by the sudden alarms, the flickering lights, and a sense of unrest they couldn't explain. Reporters, civilians, even off-duty officers stared at the building as if something inside was calling them. The suspect's notebook, still clutched in the investigator's hands, began to vibrate softly. When he opened it, all the blank pages filled themselves with writing, names, dates, evidence trails, confessions, and truths that had been buried for years. It wasn't just one case. It was every case the guilty officer had manipulated. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. The realization hit them like thunder: the haunting didn't happen to expose one crime. It happened to expose all of them. Before anyone could react. The projector inside the station turned on again, this time facing the open doors, projecting onto the outside wall for the entire crowd to see. The truth was being shown publicly, unfiltered, undeniable. The guilty officer's corruption. The suspect's innocence. The hidden evidence. The erased footage. And finally, the silhouette that had lingered behind them all. The crowd gasped, frozen between fear and awe. The haunting wasn't a curse. It was justice, justice that refused to stay silent another day. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the end. And if you're listening right now, share this, comment, and subscribe, because what happens in the final part will reveal the last unanswered mystery: why the spirit chose this moment, and what it truly wanted. My beloved child, don't skip. This is the moment everything has been leading to. As the entire crowd watched the station's wall glowing with projected truth, a wind swept through the courtyard, cold, focused, almost sentient. Something huge is waiting for you, so stay till the end. The senior investigator stepped outside, holding the suspect's notebook tightly, and for the first time since the haunting began, the tapping sound returned, but softer this time. Not angry. Not desperate. Almost peaceful. Everyone fell silent as the station lights slowly dimmed, leaving only the giant projection behind them. And then, in front of hundreds of witnesses, a final message appeared across the wall in letters made of bright white light: "Thank you for hearing me." The crowd gasped. This wasn't a warning. It was closure. A decade-long cry for justice had finally been answered, not by force, not by fear, but by truth that refused to stay buried. A gentle warmth filled the air, so different from the icy presence that had followed them for days. Inside the station, the cracked tiles began to mend on their own, the fog on the windows cleared, and the rattling lockers fell silent forever. It felt as if the building itself was healing. The officers stepped forward, humbled by the reality they had just witnessed. The suspect never wanted revenge. He never wanted fear. He never wanted chaos. He wanted his truth to be seen, his innocence to be recognized, his story to reach the world without distortion. My beloved child, stay till the end. Don't skip. As the final message faded from the wall, the silhouette that had haunted the footage appeared for a brief second, not terrifying, not looming, just standing there, watching the truth unfold, finally free from the weight of injustice. And then it dissolved gently into the night air, leaving nothing behind but a calm silence, the kind of silence that means something has finally found peace. The senior investigator looked at the crowd and whispered, "It's over." But in reality, something deeper had begun. Because from that day onward, the police station changed its ways. No more hidden files. No more erased footage. No more buried crimes. The haunting had become a reminder that truth always finds its way out, no matter how many walls try to confine it. My beloved child, don't skip. Stay till the very last word. The suspect's name was cleared. His story was told. His justice was delivered not by revenge, but by revelation. And as the crowd dispersed, one final breeze swept through the station, carrying the faintest whisper that only the investigators heard, "I can rest now." And that, my beloved child, is the haunting crime inside a police station, that the world will never forget.